Hey guys and girls, this is Tony, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the front wheel hub assembly on a 2007 Chevy Silverado 1500 Classic. One of the first things you'll need to do, guys, is jack the vehicle up and place it safely on a jack stand. If you're not familiar with how to place a jack stand under a vehicle, please consult with a more experienced buddy that can show you how. The next thing you want to do is take two wheel chucks. Place one on the front of the vehicle and one at the rear of the vehicle. This prevents the vehicle from rolling until you're ready for it to move. The next thing you want to do is go to the brake or engine compartment. This is your brake reservoir. Take the brake reservoir cap, remove it, and just set it there. The next thing you'll need to remove is your front wheel. The front wheel is held in by 6 22mm bolts. You'll need to remove those as well as your wheel lug nut protector. Guys, there are a number of ways of actually removing your 6 lug nuts. If you do not have access to an air tool, I recommend that you break the lug nuts while the wheel is on the ground and then raise the vehicle up and remove your lug nuts. If you have access to an air tool, you can just simply jack the vehicle up and remove your lug nuts. Next, you'll want to remove this T30 star bit. It holds the rotor in place. So you want to take that loose. And move that to the side. Next, you want to remove your caliper. It is secured by 2 19mm bolts, one here and one here. Go ahead and take those apart. Guys, when you take the caliper off, you want to take a piece of wire or something and hang the caliper. You don't want it hanging by the brake line, causing stress. So now you're ready to remove the caliper bracket, and it is secured by 2 19mm bolts, one here and one there. Go ahead and remove those. Now that you've removed your caliper bracket, you can simply grab your rotor and take it off. If it doesn't come straight off, guys, just take a rubber mallet and give it a couple good bangs and it should break free. So go ahead and remove that and place it to the side. Here's a new wheel hub assembly, guys. Again, I've already put it in, but I'm going to show you how you get it out. For the most part, the wheel hub assembly is secured by 3 15mm bolts. There are your 3 15mm bolts, one here, one there, and one down there. Basically, guys, once you break those bolts, the wheel hub assembly will just fall out. Just grab it, and trust me, it'll just come out. It's designed to work that way. So once you've loosened your bolts, guys, just grab the wheel hub assembly and pull it out. Special note, this splash guard here, you want to make sure you pay attention to how it comes out so that you put it back in the same way. Then what you want to do is compare your old wheel hub assembly to your new one. They should be identical. And then you go ahead and install your new wheel hub assembly. Very important, you want to make sure you torque down your 3 15mm bolts. You want to make them as tight as possible. And then you're pretty much ready to reinstall your rotor and your T30 star bolt. Okay guys, I made a little bit of a boo-boo. Actually, before you remove the old wheel hub assembly, you have to disconnect the ABS wiring harness and electrical connector. Here is a wiring harness tab here. Just take a pair of pliers and push that down and pull it out. There's another one there. And there's another one there. And there's another one there. To disconnect the ABS electrical connector, just simply take this tab here, push it up, and you can pull the electrical connector away from the sensor. To get these out here, I just take a pair of needle nose pliers, guys. I put up under the sensor and then just, for the most part, let's use this one. I put it up under the sensor and I simply pull it upward. When you're installing your new wiring harness, just make sure you push these little tabs back in to each place that they came out of. Don't worry guys, this isn't broke. It just goes right back down. So when you're ready to install your new ABS sensor, you want to make sure you push the electrical connector back into the wiring harness. Very important. So you hook that up. You put your tab in here. You put your tab in here. You've reconnected this tab here. Simply take that and push it in. And now you're ready to install your rotor and your T30 star bit. So let's do that. Now that I've installed my rotor and my T30 star bit, I'm now ready to put the caliper bracket back on. So let's do that. Now that I've torqued down my caliper bracket bolts, one there and one there, I'm ready to put the caliper on. So let's do that. Okay guys, now that I put my caliper back on, I torqued down my two 19mm bolts, one here and one here. Before you do anything else, just do a dummy check guys. Go back and make sure that your ABS sensor is connected to the electrical connector. Make sure your wiring harness is set in place and tabbed down. Make sure you've torqued all of your bolts for tightness. And now you're ready to put your front wheel back on. So let's do that. Okay guys, I put the wheel back on. There are a number of ways that you can tighten your lug nuts guys. Again, if you have access to an air tool, you can simply go ahead and tighten your lug nuts while the vehicle is in the air. If you don't have access to an air tool, you want to simply hand tighten all of your lug nuts as tight as you can get them. Make sure you get all of them. And what you want to do is lower the vehicle and then do a final tightening. And you want to tighten them in such an order like this. You want to start here, tighten it, skip this one, go here, tighten it, skip this one, go here, tighten it, and that'll work best for you. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and put on my wheel lug nut cover. Okay guys, I put on my lug nut cover and I made sure that my 6 22mm bolts have been torqued down correctly. The next thing you want to do is remove the jack from under the car, and then you want to lower the jack. You're almost done, but not just yet, so I'll be right back. Hey guys, you want to go back to the engine compartment and the brake reservoir. You want to put that cap on and tighten it. The next thing you want to do is remove the 2 wheel chucks that you placed around the wheels. And actually, before you do that, this next process is extremely important. You want to go to the vehicle and sit in the driver's seat. You want to pump the brakes 10 times until the brakes get hard. And then what you want to do is start the vehicle, put it in drive or reverse, and just test it and make sure that it stops. When you actually squeeze the brake caliper in, you take pressure off of the brake system. That's the reason why we took this cap off. And you have to pump the brakes to build the brake pressure back up. So if you were to actually not pump the brakes, and if you were to go get in your vehicle and place it in drive or reverse, you would not be able to stop. So extremely important that you pump the brakes anytime you compress the brake pistons inward with a C-clamp. Also, a special note on these Chevys, if your ABS light comes on, my advice to you is don't go buy an aftermarket ABS sensor and replace it. Typically that does not always work. It's best to just replace the wheel hub assembly itself because it comes with its own ABS sensor that you know will work. If you buy wheel hub assemblies from any of the local auto parts stores or wherever you get them from, hold on to your receipt, as many of them have a 2- and 3-year warranty. So guys, now that you have done that, you have successfully replaced your wheel hub assembly. You should be able to drive your car with no problems. I hope the video helps you. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thanks for watching.